Hello there, my dear viewer. It is I, Onion Creature, and we have borne witness to a great miracle, that being the Kirby 30th Anniversary Music Fest. It was a glorious event that occurred at 2 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is my time, and at about 6 p.m. in Japan at the venue. And it was a celebration of the series in the form of a music concert with a big band. I'm no music expert, but that seems like that was the case. So I opted to go to sleep early and then wake myself up at 1:30 to watch it. And then I went to bed afterward, which was not the most restful night of sleep I've ever had. But it was well worth it because this was quite the event. It was pretty fantastic. And I'm going to discuss the details of it. And there was some surprising things that happened that I'm going to delve into in this video. So we'll do that now. So I was surprised to see that there were two different conductors, and I figured out part of the way through the stream who they were. First of which was Megumi Ohara, who is a composer for the series, who first started on Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. And then the other conductor was Yuta Ogasawara, who started in Star Allies and also worked on Forgotten Land. So yeah, it was cool to see them on stage conducting the music. There was a surprising amount of talking sections, mostly hosted by the MC, and then a screen version of Kirby showed up, which was pretty funny. He danced along with the music, and he spoke at times, spoke in words. And that was pretty funny. It was sort of similar to the 25th anniversary had a Kirby costumed character that showed up. So it's similar to that, but he was on the screen. That was pretty awesome. And they had all these like glow stick or light sticks that people were waving around, and they sort of synced up with the music. And they were in different colors, and that was pretty fun. Now we'll get into the music, and I'll discuss some of the details as we go along. So it started with sort of overture of the series with Green Greens, the main theme, and then transitioned into the theme of Forgotten Land, which was pretty appropriate, and then finished off with the Kirby Dance theme in big band format, which was awesome. A good introduction to this Music Fest, as it was called. Then we had, I was kind of surprised by how fast they just were going through the games, because they just basically went from 1992 to 2005, I think. And so that was sort of a medley of tracks from Kirby's Adventure, Dreamland 2, Superstar, Dreamland 3, Kirby 64, and Amazing Mirror. And we got some surprisingly obscure tracks. I think they were trying not to double up too much from the Kirby 25th Anniversary concert. So there weren't too many repeat tracks. Overall, there were a lot of tracks that we hadn't gotten in a somewhat orchestrated form. It wasn't like a full orchestra, I don't think, but it was pretty dang close, actually. There were a lot of instruments on stage. So it was great, especially some of those slightly more obscure Superstar tracks, like Peanut Plains and Candy Mountain are fantastic, really underrated tracks. So hearing them in a grand format was freaking awesome. Next up was another medley, a lot of medleys in this. The main theme of Star Allies, Battle Royale, the town theme from Team Kirby Clash. One of my favorite inclusions was the climactic tracks from the secret levels in Kirby's Blow Up Blast, which is a really great track, which sounded amazing. And I was very surprised to see, but I was very pleased, of course. Quick Draw from Kirby Superstar, which is pretty funny. The Mini Boss theme, Checkerboard Chase from Kirby 64, Treasure Shot from Squeak Squad, and Kirby Tilt and Roll from Forgotten Land, as well as the minigame results. Yeah, like I said, not too many repeats from the previous concert. And the ones they chose was really nice, and you got some obscure ones in there. Then we had like sort of a midnight medley, or sort of a night medley, I guess. They started off with some of the Meta Knight themes that we know and love, and then went into Dark Meta Knight, the Galactic Knight theme, which sounded amazing, and then Morpho Knight, which also transitioned into the Forgotten Land version, which is awesome. That sounded so good. Then we had some Canvas Curse music, Squeak Squad music, and one of my favorite was we got Heavy Lobster, which sounded so amazing. I love the Heavy Lobster theme. It's a classic. It's, yeah, one of the best. And also that led into another dimension, which was That was amazing. That was probably one of the most emotional parts of it for me because I love that song so much. Just hit all the right notes. It was great stuff. And then we got the Sectonia music from her final phase, as well as Northeast Frost Street from Forgotten Land, which was that was a really great rendition of that. Then this was one of the highlights. Was we got the Kirby sound team, which consists of Hirokazu Ando, Jun Ishikawa, Shogo Sakai, and others did some renditions of the King Dedede theme across the years. And by far the highlight was when Shinya Kumizaki, the general director of the series, who also voices King Dedede in the modern games, showed up to do the King Dedede voice as a backing element, which was really funny. He just like shows up out of nowhere and does shouts the King Dedede shout into a microphone. It was really, really funny. I loved that part. It was great that they gave the sound team a specific song to do. That was really fun. Then we had like a racing medley, which started off with Gourmet Race, of course. Both versions, you get the classic Gourmet Race theme and then the alternate version, which is not usually represented, and it was great to see that here, as well as the Robobot theme. Then we had Circuit Speedway from Forgotten Land, and the Top Ride theme from Air Ride for the Grass Stage. It was a fun one. And then, of course, City Trial. Gotta have City Trial. And then we got sort of a final boss segment where they did the intro for Nightmare. That went into the Marks theme. 02, of course. Magalore Soul, which I really loved the version of Magalore Soul they did. That was great. And then we got another Sectonia rendition, as well as Star Dream, which we have not gotten orchestrated before, I don't think. That's that last phase. I think we got the first phase of Star Dream orchestrated in the last concert. But this one had the final phase, which Star Dream OS. Yes, that one. So that was amazing. And there were a lot more electronic elements in the music than at the concert they did. They had like an electronic keyboard and some guitars and a drum set. It worked really well for this style of music, and then you had the violins and stuff coming in. I think probably the best song of the whole event was the Void Termina suite they did, which they basically did the entire boss fight of Void Termina, all the phases, and then the ending theme for Star Allies. That was probably the most emotional song when they started showing the Game Boy footage as it like went into the sort of chiptune style section of the song, which they recreated live. I love the Void Termina boss fight. So seeing it all orchestrated by this big band was so good. So good. I was slightly disappointed that we didn't get the final boss theme from Forgotten Land, but I guess that makes sense because of spoilers. They were very careful to, they had segments from the ending of Forgotten Land, but they cut around them so you don't ever see the actual boss, the actual final boss, which was kind of funny, but I guess they don't want to spoil it since it did come out pretty recently. Then we had another amazing moment where we had Green Tree Memories, the first vocal track of the series, sung by Kirby's voice actor, Makiko Omoto, who was at the event. Yeah, so they had her up on stage and they were doing like an interview, and she did the Kirby voice live on stage. She just transitioned from her normal voice to the Kirby voice, which was really jarring and pretty funny. And Shinya Kumizaki did a similar thing with the DDD yell, which was also pretty hilarious. Anyway, so they performed Green Tree Memories with Kirby's voice actress. That was pretty awesome. And then we had Welcome to the New World from Forgotten Land with the original singer. And that was also like a duet sort of with Makiko Omoto, Kirby's voice actress, which was cool. It was a great rendition of that song. But anyway, we got the encore next. Of course, we get the encore, which was the ending themes from across the series. And there we had a guest conductor, just a bonus conductor of Shogo Sakai, came on stage. That was pretty awesome. And conducted the final segment, which consisted of the staff roll from Superstar, Kirby 64, Amazing Mirror, Return to Dreamland. That was a great one. Yeah, part of the ending from Forgotten Land to finish it off. And that was great. So that was all the music. But between that, we got some great moments. Specifically, we got some news announcements, which I was not initially expecting, but then like as I was sitting there watching, I was like, I wonder if they're going to bring up Kirby's Dream Buffet, because that's coming out soon, but they haven't announced a release date, so mighty suspicious. And they did. So when Shinya Kumazaki came on stage, he made the announcement that there's going to be news on that game, and then they showed a trailer with, it was a trailer for the game. It looks like a fun multiplayer title. We have online confirmed. Thank the Lord. Yeah, it just looks great. I love the food theming. And that's coming out on the 17th, which is next week. So very soon. And I was not really expecting any game or news of any kind, so that was really a great surprise. And then we had another amazing announcement, which was something I predicted in my 30th anniversary ideas video, where I presented some ideas for how Laboratory could do to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the series. So there was some concepts for what they might do. And one of them was a Blu-ray release of the Kirby anime. And guess what they announced? Oh, right. Yeah, it was a Blu-ray release of the Kirby anime. But some welcome news. Obviously, only announced for Japan at this point, which I don't know if it's ever coming outside of Japan. If not, oh well, but that's still pretty cool. It's going to be in HD, I guess, probably for the first time, and it's going to have all the episodes, so that's great. I don't know if Blu-ray is region free, but if it is, I might need to look into grabbing that, perhaps. That was a great thing to have announced. Anyway, that was the Kirby 30th Anniversary Music Fest. It was a great celebration of the series, and this anniversary of it, you can see the passion from the people who work on the games, from the composers to Shinya Kumazaki to the voice actor. They all clearly love the series, from what I could tell, and were very passionate about it. And the event that was put on was really, really great. I was really happy that it was live streamed everywhere. You could access it from across the globe, which was great, because the previous Kirby concert was not really readily available for anyone who didn't make it to the venue. Fortunately, that was sold on music streaming services I guess on Spotify it's not sold, it's just available there. You're able to experience it after the fact, but being able to listen to it live was a pretty amazing experience. And hopefully, if they do something like this in the future, which, I mean, they probably will do something like this in the future, let's be real, hopefully that's live streamed as well, because this was a great way for fans across the globe to commemorate this wondrous occasion of the 30th anniversary. I liked some of the more obscure tracks they chose. I liked how it was a slightly different musical style than the orchestra concert they did, so that give it a bit of a distinct flavor. It was just a great thing that happened, so let's all be thankful for that in these trying times. I have more videos planned. I've got 3 in the works, pretty much. They'll be out at some point, so look forward to those. But until then, I'm gonna head out. This was fun to discuss it with you, the viewer. My dear precious viewer. Thanks so much for tuning in to this video where I share my thoughts on this lovely little event that happened.